We okay, Rick, back there? We're good? Okay. Well, first of all, thank you all for coming. What a wonderful crowd tonight. I literally have goosebumps how many people are here tonight. That is totally awesome. We need you here tonight to get this thing across the finish line, so I'm glad you're here. And I'll try to keep this short, but we got a story to tell, and I want to make sure we tell it well. So we got a lot of housing needs across our community, but tonight we're going to talk about one that's of particular interest to me, and that's about how do we keep people in their homes, especially people who may have financial or health needs, and that's what this program is meant to address. And homeownership is something that's very important to me as your mayor. It's very important to our council. We've got a whole group that we have identified that's working on housing issues, not just home ownership issues, but housing issues in total, but certainly home ownership is a piece of this. I also want to give a shout out to the Dream Center. They had a presentation here at 5 o'clock about their Neighbor Helping Neighbor program, and that certainly meets a lot of the objectives that the city has in terms of home ownership. So on your way out, I'm sure Brandon still has brochures back there. Please grab one of those as well, because everything counts as we talk about how do we improve our communities. But tonight we're going to talk about home ownership and how to keep people in their homes. So one of the things that Brandon talked about at 5 o'clock in terms of the Dream Center is about neighborhoods. Neighborhoods matter. Strong neighborhoods matter. Strong neighborhoods build strong communities. Strong communities build strong towns. And what we're trying to do here is build the absolute best, most resilient town in the world. I literally talk about that all the time. Bluffton, we want to be the greatest city in the world. And I know that's a huge goal. That's a big goal. But that's a goal that's worth fighting for, and that's what I'm committed to do. That's what our council is committed to do, is everything that we can as local government to make Bluffton the greatest city in the world. Government can help fix some of these problems, but they can't fix them all. We're going to talk about some things that government can do tonight, and that's through federal and state level grants. The city also has set some money aside for what we call neighborhood micro grants. That's going to dove in very well with the things that the Dream Center is doing and the Neighbor Helping Neighbor program is doing. The city will keep working on park and recreation assets, quality of life assets, because we feel like those assets build better neighborhoods. More community events that our neighborhoods can engage in and be with one another and commune with one another. We're working really hard on our sidewalk programs to try to make connectivity across our city a priority and be able to fund that without burdening the city. And the city will continue to try to be better and better at just doing better public maintenance across our town. So that's another priority for us as a city and myself as mayor. Tonight we're going to talk specifically about a federal state grant. It's through an organization called OCRA, which is the Indiana Office of Community and Rural Affairs. And OCRA has a number of different grant programs. Most communities utilize OCRA for utility grants, wastewater, water, stormwater. They also have Main Street revitalization grants that are available, blight clearance grants, but tonight we're going to talk about this last item called OOR, or Owner Occupied Rehabilitation. And I want to give you a little bit of brief tutorial about OCRA grants in the city of Bluffton. We have not been very successful at getting OCRA grants for a lot of reasons, some pretty technical reasons in terms of how the state sort of grades grant programs, but the city has struggled to get OCRA grants. And as a council person for 6 years and coming into the mayor's role, I almost gave up on OCRA. I almost sort of just threw in the towel, and I was like, we can't get OCRA grants. We can never be competitive. Every time we go out and ask for OCRA money, we just never hit the mark. And we brought one of the OCRA representatives to City Hall. We sat down with them and we went through all the OCRA grant programs. And we said, what is the program that we have the best opportunity to be successful for? And the feedback was this owner-occupied rehabilitation grant program. And so we pursued that. And we made formal application in this program back in November, middle of November, November 14th, 2025. We held a public hearing at City Hall on October 7th, 2025. 17 people showed up at the public hearing. Most of them weren't even there for that public hearing, to be perfectly honest, but there were 17 people in the room. So it is, frankly, a joy to see this room packed tonight, because this is what we need to get over the hump. I struggle all the time with people asking me, well, we didn't know this was going on, and how do we get the word out? You know, is it Facebook? Is it Instagram? Is it YouTube? Is it the website? Is it mailers? How do you get the word out? And again, when someone asked me earlier today, how many people do you think is going to show up tonight? And I was like, I don't know. Tonight, we tried every mechanism we could try to find to get the word out. So I'm really encouraged that you are here. But we made application back on November 14, 25. We had a public hearing. The city is matching this program with $40,000. We created a survey. We sent the survey out. We had good participation in the survey. But we're asking for more. Tonight, we're asking for more. We're going to talk a little bit about why we're going to ask for more. We did not win this grant. Bluffton was informed on December 18th at 2:10 p.m. that we were not awarded this grant. Now you may ask yourself, why do I care? Why do I go to the effort of putting 12:10 on this slide? Because literally we were waiting to hear word whether we got this grant. We felt like we had a great grant submission, and we were really, really confident we were going to bring this grant home. And we were asking and asking, when are we going to hear? When are we going to hear? And finally, this email lands in my email box. And I knew from the title, subject matter on the email, we didn't get the grant. I'm a really competitive person. I don't like losing. I was crushed. I can't tell you the amount of hours that goes into filling out these grant submissions. You're going to hear from our grant administrator, Sandra, in a little bit. I would bet there's over 200 hours of people time across scores of people inside and outside the city that go into these grant applications. And after all of that effort, to learn that we did not get awarded was demoralizing. As soon as I got word and I had time to calm down and sort of collect my thoughts, I sent out an email, 2 o'clock, back to OCRA, basically saying, what do we need to do? 4 days later, I had the OCRA grant administrator in the mayor's office. Sandra was with us. And I said, we're going to walk through every element of this application and figure out where we missed. What didn't we do correctly? What can I do more as your mayor to try to get us over the finish line? And that's why we're here tonight. We're going through this process one more time. We're going to get this thing across the finish line, and we're going to bring some help to this community. As your mayor, my job is to advocate for this city. We all pay taxes to the federal government. We all pay taxes to the state government. Those taxes needed to come back here to Bluffton to benefit our community. And we will do whatever we can to get as much of that money back into our community as possible. And if we got to go back at it one more time, we'll go back at it one more time. So tonight is part of that mission, to go back at this and make sure that we get this across the finish line. So this program is based on a scoring system. So we submit this application, and there's a board. I think it's 3 people, Sandra, is that right? So 3 people go through all the applications that come in from across the state, and they score them, and it's competitive. So the highest scores win. So we're competing against other communities. I don't like that, but I'm a competitive guy. Bluffton needs to win. We're the greatest city in the world. So we need to win. So we get scored. The funding threshold for this grant is a score of 450 points. Now, I'm not going to bore you with all of the different categories, because there's category after category after category after category. There's some categories that are worth 5 points. There's some categories that are worth 15 points. I mean, it makes my eyes roll back in my head, but that's the process, right? That's what we got to go through. 450 points, that was the mark. We had to hit 450 points. Bluffton's application scored 449.62. No, they don't round up. 0.38 of a point. I was not a happy mayor. Now, we're going to go through it again. Another 200 hours of work. Again, people behind the scenes that you will never meet, that are plodding away, putting data together, gathering data, summarizing it. We're going to go through it again. We're going to go through the grind one more time, because that's how much I feel like we have to win. 0.38 points. Now, to be clear, the next time that it gets scored, it's not going to be the same 3 people. They may not score it the same. So maybe we're not 0.38 points away. So I can't bet on the fact that if I just get another 0.38 points that we're going to win. I got to get another 20 points. We got to stack the deck. So this is where we missed, generally. 1, more community cooperation. So that means the more organizations in our community that say this is a priority and pledge their support to this program, we get scored higher. That means if there's a county official here, we need the county's help. If there's a township official here, we need the township's help. If there's a nonprofit organization here that can lend a hand or write a letter of support, we need those nonprofits' helps. We need everyone to put their name on a piece of paper and say, this is important to my city. This is important to my community, because neighborhoods matter. Communities matter. Strong communities make strong towns. We're the greatest city in the world. So I need everybody to gather around and get this done. So if you know one of those people, if you know somebody in the county that's a county official, you call them, you email them, and you say, you put your name on this piece of paper because we want those tax dollars back in Bluffton. If you know a township official, call them, email them, ask them to support it. This help is coming back to this room. We need them on board. More public engagement. That starts tonight. You guys are making a difference just sitting in this seat. We need you here. We need you filling out the survey. We need you at the next public hearing. Pack my city hall. Show up. You don't have to speak. show up, because we're going to show the state that this community is on board. Flood my city hall. Look, I have council meetings all the time. There's 4 people in the audience. Not this time. I need you there. We need to show the state that we have a need. We have to demonstrate need. So filling the survey out helps demonstrate need. Showing us your needs, sending us a picture, all of that helps immeasurably. So if you're one of those tonight who can benefit from this program, tell the story. Tell it in words, tell it in pictures, so we can show the state that we deserve these funds, your taxpayer dollars, back in this community. The more that we get, the stronger our grant application is. It's important. And I know there may be some here that maybe you don't want to share your story. Maybe it's a little bit sensitive. I get it. But for us to get across the finish line, we need to show the need that we have in the community. So maybe it's not you, maybe you know somebody. Tell the story. We have to tell our story. And the last one is financial match. So the city matched $40,000 towards this program. Every $4,000 gets us 1 point. So, other local governments, every $4,000 gets us 1 point. I don't know if we're really 0.38 points behind because it's a different group scoring. Maybe in one of the categories where this group scored is 10, this next group is going to score is 7. So I can't bank on just $4,000, right? I need more help. So county help, township help, nonprofit help. I know, I'm begging, okay? I'm proud enough to beg right now. This program is worth $350,000 from the state. So $350,000, the city is putting $40,000 on top of that. That's almost $400,000. A resident can get up to $25,000 of repairs. Won't cost you a dime because we want to keep you in your home. So the more support we get, the more people we're going to help, and the better opportunity that $350,000 lands in this community, because it's going to land somewhere. And it's got to land in the greatest city in the world. So again, if you've got people that you can talk to and influence, and they can make a little bit of a contribution, it all adds up. The survey is online now. And I got to tell you, you're doing great. Sandra, what was the last? 135, and it's been up for 2 days. I want 400 people to fill the survey out. We're not there yet. We got 135 in 2 days. Let's knock it out of the park. What do you typically get? 60. I want 400. I want there to be no reason for that OCRA regional representative to sit in my office and tell me we've been denied once more. I need 400. It's just a survey. We could probably double that tally tonight. If all of you go do that survey, tell a friend to go do the survey, 400. We're a town of 10,000 people. I need 400 people, all right? The next public hearing is February 17th, 5:30 at City Hall. Pack my City Hall. I want standing room only. You will totally freak out my council. They'll go, what in the world is going on? And they'll probably all be scared, and they probably won't know what to say, but pack it, make them uncomfortable. I need you there. This is the QR code for the survey. Everyone get their phone out, scan the QR code, and fill the survey out. 400. If you're not comfortable going online and filling the survey out, we've got surveys you can fill out in the back. Brandy will get you one.
Yeah, I got a question. I just punched in that QR code and it says, are you interested in this program? Myself personally, no.
It doesn't matter. Fill the survey out.
I mean, does it help you if I say yes?
Fill the survey out. 400. Fill the survey out. I'll let the state figure out how many people said yes or no. Fill the survey out. Take the link, stick it on your Facebook page, share it with your friends. Let's overwhelm them.
Is that one per household, or can husband and wife both do it?
They can both do it.
Get the dog to do it?
Get the dog to do it.
Doesn't that kind of go against some things? I mean, if one person is in realms of having this grant, if you're overdoing the survey, doesn't that put towards you know what I'm saying?
No, what the state is looking for is how much community engagement do you have. It's time to engage. Okay? We got to get the grant first. We got to win the grant first. And right now, what we missed on was community engagement. I need you to go complete the survey. My 12-week-old puppy is filling the survey out tonight.
Are we in competition with other cities our
We are
size?
totally in competition with other communities our
All
size.
communities? I mean,
All
Indianapolis-
size communities, we're in competition with counties. Counties can apply for that. We're in competition with the rest of the entire state. $400. If there's any local contractors in here, you can help. You can make a difference. First, fill the survey out. Show up to the public hearing. But what's going to happen is when we get the grant awarded, there's going to be a process where we determine what repairs are most prevalent in our community. It can be roofing repairs, hot water heater repairs, HVAC repairs. Sandra's going to go through some of that in more detail. But once we know what that scope of work is, it's going to get bid out. It's going to go through a bid process. So if you're a local contractor, you're going to have an opportunity to bid. All right, so I'm going to beg a little bit. Bid low.
So does that go for siding too?
Siding's not eligible for this grant program. Again, Sandra will walk through some of what's eligible and what's not. But again, I'm asking contractors, let's be generous. We're trying to keep people in homes. Bid low. One, I want to keep the work local. So I want to make sure a local contractor wins the bid. And if we can get contractors to come in and be willing to put a bid out there that's lower than what you would typically, stretch a little bit. Because the lower the bids, the more people we can help. Right? The dollars will stretch further.
So does the homeowner have a preference on, the person that bids the contract?
No. Homeowners do not have a preference.
They have nothing involved in
They do not. So we'll figure out what the need is, that'll get bid, and the bids will get awarded to the lowest responsible bidder.
So who decides that who is, acceptable on, doing the repairs?
So the contractors will have to meet certain criteria,
And
but
who decides that?
it's lowest responsible bid. So that's the way the bidding process works in government. So the specifications of what the work is will go out, contractors will bid on it, and the lowest bid wins as long as the contractor is qualified and there's nothing that makes them disqualified. So lowest responsible bidder wins. I mean, and that's there to protect your taxpayer dollar, right? So there's not someone in city council picking a contractor that they're friends with. Lowest responsible bid wins.
Sir, I will have to say that I've been on a lot of HVAC jobs, and just to answer her question, nobody, like in Allen County or anywhere in Indiana, they have to be registered and licensed from anywhere.
Yeah, so all the contractors have,
Just like any,
yeah, all the contractors have to meet certain criteria.
I was just trying to help answer her question.
It's the lowest responsible bidder, right? So lowest in dollars, but they must be a responsible bidder, which means they have to be certified and qualified to do the work. So again, that's why we need our strong contractors in our community to bid low, right? Because we know they're responsible and we want them to be the lowest bidder. And again, look, I'm begging, right? I want to help as many people as I can. So that's your way of kicking in $4,000. Think of it that way. It's sort of an in-kind contribution. So that's the goal tonight. We lost by 0.38 points. And we're trying to overwhelm the system here. So there's no excuse the next time they score this program. And we're going to bring these tax dollars back to Bluffton, Indiana.